Hello everyone, dear friends. Do you love high quality powerful bass but are tired of it getting lost amid the sound of waves and the engine? Today we have some new products on the table. These are the ACV Marine Active subwoofers from the Premium Supreme line, which will fix this problem once and for all. You are on the ACV channel. My name is Pavel, and let's get started. And as we usually do with these videos, let's start things off with a comprehensive overview of exactly what is included inside this package. Now friends, I have to tell you that this will likely be the absolute fastest unboxing overview you have ever seen. And that is simply because this unit is still a very early pre-production model. Consequently, the official user manual and the standard warranty card haven't even been printed by the factory yet. But I'll take images from the official website and just show you what they look like. Bam and bam. Of course, the package includes a remote control, an encoder, volume down, volume up. It connects via a micro jack. Brackets for mounting the SA10 model. And of course, the screws for mounting. And as I mentioned earlier, these are active subwoofers. For those who don't know what an active subwoofer is, I'll explain it to you in simple terms. Look, an active subwoofer is not just a speaker, it also includes the acoustic enclosure, meaning the box and the amplifier. All of this together makes up the subwoofer. This isn't about just stuffing in whatever was lying around on the shelf just for the sake of it. This is about a well thought out design. In other words, every part here, every element has been specifically calculated so that you get the maximum performance from the equipment with minimal effort and financial loss. Our engineers have done all the calculations for you, so you don't need to Google how to choose a speaker, how to pick a subwoofer, or how to calculate the enclosure. Everything here has already been calculated. So all you have to do is connect it and enjoy high quality bass. And these subwoofers have two unique features. The first is the presence of passive radiators. And the second is the inclusion of an amplifier that operates with an ultra-low impedance load. But let's go through everything step by step. Let's start with the appearance. The MAR 102 model features a housing made of stainless steel coated with powder paint. It also has branded Supreme and ACV Marine inscriptions. The SA10 model has a housing made of modern composite plastic with UV protection. Both of these enclosures are built to the IPX6 protection standard. The housings themselves are quite compact, which makes installation easy in almost any vehicle. So you don't have to limit yourself to a boat. It could be a buggy, an ATV, a pickup truck with an open roof, and so on. In other words, it's generally easy to fit it into a vehicle. I also can't help but mention the build quality. The housings feel quite solid and tightly assembled. And they are free from unwanted resonant noises. At the same time, the MAR 102 model weighs a solid 12.5 kilograms. It's heavy, sturdy, and ready for rough rides. The SA10 model, thanks to its plastic housing, is predictably lighter. Its weight is only 9.5 kilograms, but it can be mounted both horizontally and vertically. That means you can bolt it to the floor or place it somewhere on the wall or in the corner of the cabin so it doesn't get in the way. In both cases, the type of acoustic design is a sealed enclosure. The drivers in both models have a diameter of 10 inches and are made of polypropylene. Of course, this material was chosen for its moisture resistance, but it also provides a nice bonus in the form of internal damping, since polypropylene itself effectively suppresses internal resonances and unwanted vibrations of the cone. Thanks to this, the speaker has a smooth frequency response without sharp peaks. I would also like to draw your attention to the presence of protective grills on both the SA10 and MAR 102 models, which will protect your subwoofers from mechanical damage. For example, if you install it not on a boat but in the trunk of a car, you don't have to worry that something might hit it on a turn and damage the cone. The surround is made of rubber, which provides a large linear excursion. The speaker features a dual voice coil with a diameter of 2 inches and an impedance of 1 + 1 ohm. The magnet material is ferrite. And now we've come to the first highlight of these subwoofers. It's the presence of passive radiators. The MAR 102 model has one, meaning we have one active radiator and one passive radiator. The SA10 model has two passive radiators and one active radiator. Now let's clarify what passive radiators are and what they're used for. Look, a passive speaker is a structural element that has neither a magnetic circuit nor wires. That is, it's a cone, a rubber surround, and a centering washer. That's it. By itself, it can't generate sound. It moves thanks to the active speaker. So when the active speaker starts playing, it creates pressure inside the sealed enclosure. Thanks to this, the passive speaker also begins to emit a sound wave, and having such a passive radiator helps to get the maximum bass out of a minimal sized enclosure. In fact, it replaces a bass reflex port, but only in a very small volume. Now let's talk about the second highlight of these subwoofers. It's the amplifier section. The subwoofer is equipped with a modern Class D digital amplifier capable of operating at an ultra-low impedance of 0.25 ohms thanks to the applied ACV technology, delivering a true 370 watts in the MAR 102 model and 400 watts in the SA10 model. Under the sealed cover on the amplifier, you'll find the control terminal. It features an input signal level control gain, a low pass filter with a range from 50 to 150 Hz, a bass boost adjustment encoder for those who like a meteor bass, a power and protection indicator, a phase switch in case you mixed up the polarity during installation, and a REM DC switch. You set it to the DC position when connecting the subwoofer via high level input, and in this case it will automatically turn on when an audio signal is present, or to the REM position if you are connecting via RCA cable. To the left of the terminal there is a sealed wiring harness. It contains the power supply wires, the remote signal wire, speaker wires for high-level connection, an RCA connector for low-level connection, and a connector for the remote control. Well, dear friends, it's time to sum things up. You know, there are two types of people relaxing on the water. The first group drearily listens to the sound of the engine and the beeping of the stock speakers. The second group chooses ACV Marine Supreme series audio and instantly turns their boat into a floating dance floor. If you want the fish around you to dance along with you, then the ACV Marine Supreme series subwoofer is a must-have on your vessel. This was Pavel from ACV. Thank you all very much for watching. Be sure to subscribe and like this video. Goodbye everyone.